All right. I'm cold calling myself. You're cold calling yourself?
Yeah. All right, do it.
Let me pull this. All right, Reed Supermarkets, a new wave of competitors. All right. Let me get this booted up.
I did get it.
I'm gonna walk in here and be like,
We're having
yeah,
a
probably.
meeting.
Are we all in the frame? I can't really see that far down in my contacts.
Yeah, I think so.
That's all right, good enough. All right. Let's look at this. Reed Supermarket. So the main problem was described on December 6, 2010, when VP Meredith Cullen walks down the store and sees business is slow. She quoted, "It's not bad, but it's not where we want to be for the holidays." During this visit, she also visits a Dollar General and an Aldi's. Both are doing significantly better. Not same quality, but lower prices. But these stores take advantage of a certain demographic in the area for them to become more successful than Reed's. Some background on Reed's. Founded in 1939 by William H. Reed in Michigan. By 1960, Reed operated 25 stores in Michigan and Illinois. By 1980, purchased 2 medium-sized chains serving Ohio, Indiana, and Wisconsin. Started as a low-end retailer but quickly grew. Started carrying higher quality products like flowers, crabs, lobsters, mustard, snails. Beauty products. Greeters offered cookies at the door, shorter checkout times, and they bagged their items for you. And then let's look at the Columbus market. So it's a stable economy. There's 25 stores in the area. It's the 3rd largest in Ohio, and a population of 2 million. Median household income was about $52,000, which was 11.6% higher than the average of the state. And the fight for market share was hard. There was 10 other discount food providers as well. So several important consumer trends have shaped the industry over the past decade. First, there is significant dwindling of customer loyalty. Traditional supermarkets are no longer count on loyal weekly shoppers who have been replaced by savvy consumers who shop several different stores and format in search for the best deals. The growth of warehouse and supermarkets and superstores are attracted bulk buying and things like that. 40% of all shoppers made regular stock-up trips once a week, while 60% made regular all-in trips, purchasing 11 items or fewer, at least weekly. Second seismic trend has been the growth of private label merchandise. Private label merchandise, 17% of total beverage sales, and up to 14% in 2005. Seeing the higher margin potential of private label goods, retailers have worked aggressively to market these products and have been reasonably effective at shredding the lower quality image many consumers have received. Okay. Moving on towards the threats. The supermarket's first generation of competition was the supermarkets evolved in 1950 and widespread in the United States by the 60s. The U.S. supermarket industry in 2010 was related concern, relatively concentrated, with 50 largest companies generating 70% of revenue. Curiously, no major player was present throughout the country, but near national brands like Kroger, Safeway, SuperValu had large footprints, and they competed with regional chains like Reed and shrinking numbers of independent retailers. The second generation of competitors emerged: dollar stores and limited selection stores. One big thing about dollar stores, the typical size of a dollar store was about 7,000 to 10,000 square feet, and the net sales per square dollar ranged from $158 to $190 in 2010. With an average total shopping ticket of $7 to $10, dollar stores targeted a different kind of shopping expedition, a fill-in trip instead of full grocery run. Dollar store typically devoted an aisle or food to foods and included a very limited range of breakfast cereals, canned meats, cookies, snack foods, and other packaged items, including a mix of national and private brands. They also competed with supermarkets and drugstores for devoting significant space to sell a wide range of products. Supercenters are another threat. In 1980, supercenter stores, large discount department stores, and stocked both general merchandise and grocery items and grew quickly. First, Walmart and Target exploited the opportunity using grocers to drive additional traffic and general merchandise. Walmart accelerated during the 90s and continued to grow in the early 2000s. Warehouse clubs are another threat. Segment was dominated by Costco, Sam's Club, smaller BJ's, wholesale club, and 20% with retail prices as much as 20% lower than conventional supermarkets. Yet similar operating profits, and these no-frill providers drew a wide range of customers, although merchandise was often bulk packed. 6 boxes of pasta or 4 jars of spaghetti sauce. The idea obviously invited a large middle-class family. Many of these warehouse outlets also drew smaller, prosperous families with large homes. All right, Reed's position in Columbus. Meredith Collins believed that Reed's competitive position was challenging, but she was encouraged by the fact that the company had continued to grow revenues by an average of 1 to 2% per year across its markets. Reed had worked hard to maintain margin over the past decade by adding specialty items, widening the selection, higher end prepared foods, increasing private label mix, and using promotional specials to drive traffic. The company had expanded the chain by 2 or more units per year in the area and promised above average profit growth, and these stores have achieved similar margins to exist a store within 2 years. In the Columbus area, Reed had alone no new stores and none were planned. In the mid-2010s, Reed's had surveyed Columbus consumers and found 61% of respondents reported that they were conveniently located near a dollar store, where 36% 5 years earlier. However, the likelihood of regularly shopping at these retailers had increased over only marginally from 7.5% to 8%. In Columbus, according to the consumer survey, similarly, customer intent to shop at a supercenter and warehouse store had also stabilized. Likewise, the limited selection stores together were thought unable to achieve more than 8% share because of their limited offerings. Okay, a special point of attention at Reed's headquarters was a dollar special campaign at the company launched in 2010 to combat its high price image. Each week, Reed offered about 250 items, dramatic discounts from regular sale prices. The item occupied the regular shelf positions where they are flagged with attention-grabbing signage. The campaign began to focus on Reed's print, broadcast, and online advertising. Management had hoped the campaign would reinforce store loyalty along regular customers, dissuading them from transferring all of their parts of their business to competing stores. They also hoped the consumer would use the dollar special for price comparison across the chain, and some executives believed that the campaign detracted from Reed's overall image. They argued that Reed should see customers periodic stock-up trips and to discounter the focus of reinforcing the range and quality of their products. The compilation had also emerged. The dollar special campaign seemed to be too close to offering of a dollar store, and several executives worried that this would at least confuse consumers and at worst muddy Reed's image through association. The financial impact of the increased traffic via dollar specials seemed compelling. Reed's experience in the market was in other markets was the dollar special has increased same-store traffic by 3%. Collins also saw that during the typical week, 4% of sales were for dollar special items, with the discount were steep. The average price reduction was from $2.70 per item to $1.50. Since few, if any, of the items were purchased on deal, they lowered overall margins. In fact, Collins' preliminary analysis showed that on average, the items selected for dollar specials had the same overall margin as total sales. Still, she was enthusiastic about the potential of the dollar specials and increased share. Okay, so what arguments made? What we need to do is terminate the dollar specials. Advertising promotion manager. What we need to do is get rid of the dollar specials, but the dollar special hasn't eased our high-priced image, and the customers are cherry-picking, visiting our stores to take advantage of the deals while buying their meats and produce at Walmart. Look at these sale analysis data. When customer buys 3 or more dollar specials in a single order, only transaction value to 40% of the average ticket. The advising and promotion manager, Ellen Ross, disagreed. I don't think we're giving the dollar special program enough time. In another 6 months, we can change the customer's perception that we have higher prices and we keep our quality image. Our advertising consultant data shows Operating Director Jane Wu offered her perspective. We should meet the threat head on. Customers aren't loyal and the price seems to be the only thing that matters. Look at our market research. The number one reason why buyers don't shop with us is price. After the meeting, Collins stopped by to see Reed, CFO Jack Morrissey, and the industry veteran. She described, Jack, I really need your advice. We continue to get squeezed in Columbus, and I think we're looking for stagnant growth this year. I know the goal is to increase our market share here to 16% in 2011, but it's hard to see how we're going to do that without new stores. Columbus is our largest market, and we have a huge impact on revenue growth. We have a range of options, and I'll lay them out clearly when we meet next week for our quarterly review. But for now, it's hard to think about growth when so much seems to be working against us. Morrissey was not directive as she hoped, and he didn't respond to her concerns. While saying that everything should be on the table, he reminded Collins that the company was holding the line on capital expenditures, and at least for the next 2 years or so, adding stores in Columbus was not an option. Meredith, I've seen this cycle before. Everything we're doing to build up our premium private labels and organic produce selection positions us for growth when the 10 to 15% of Columbus's most prosperous customers get tired of big boxes and picking up their cans off pallets. That is the customer segment we want. With the warehouse store back in 2003, we grabbed back 10 to 15%. Prosperous customers are, but the ones we've lost during the downturn will be back, and we'll be ready to satisfy their upscale taste. In the meantime, I'm counting on you to maintain our share position, keep sales growth up, and generate enough profit to keep the shareholders happy. Not entirely reassured, Collins returns to our office to find that another email from the real estate Morström files from Columbus. Aldi's has decided to open 4 more units in Columbus. Alright. So that's just like a recap.
Perfect. So I think the big question is that Jack Morrissey, the CEO, wants their growth to raise by 2 points this year.
Correct.
And the big question is how they're going to do it. So, do you guys like the approach of them opening up the dollar stuff, or do you think that they just stay clear of that arena, let the dollar stores, the $3 stores in the area, continue to do that, and they just focus on the higher end items, what they've usually done?
We need to offer like some type of promotion just to keep them competitive, like with the new dollar stores and everything like that. Especially if they're not going to open new stores right now, like that's not an option. Then promotions and things like that would definitely be better. Maybe not exactly dollar items, like things of that nature, but at least like a discount or something.
I think a good thing for them would be like a reward system. So for people that come in,
Points.
Yeah, so if they get points, because that's a huge thing, especially nowadays, like getting points for different items. So if you get an X amount of points, like let's say you get 50 points within whatever the time frame, that means the next items that you get will be 50% off, or something along the lines of that, just in order for people to come back.
I agree with that. I think like they can build out a section of their store where it's like 1 day old items. So like all the bakery items are like, say like you had bread from the day before and it was like $6 a loaf, you say it sell for $3 instead of $6. It's still a high quality product, but like people won't feel bad spending $3 on a loaf of bread that's from a bakery than like spending $6.
Right.
Yeah.
Now the thing with the grocery chains is they have really low margins as is.
Yeah.
So I mean, some of that stuff like the $6 bread that becomes $3 bread, are they losing margins, or are they actually throwing that stuff out and they're just trying to squeeze in
Exactly. The way I look at it is, I mean, big stores like that, they have to throw away the produce anyway.
Right. Sure.
And if it's been there, like bread and stuff like that, gets just thrown out or donated.
Sure.
So instead of losing out on that money, like I know Trader Joe's does it, like they'll have like day old bread and be like, this is like 50% off because it's been out for a day.
So you
And
think they can potentially raise
I
by
think
2% just
yeah,
off that?
Yeah.
I think there's potential because it's like you're not losing money because it's like you're not doing anything other than selling a day old product, but
Right.
you're not also like making waste because it's like you don't have to spend the money to throw anything out, but you're also not cheapening your brand because you're still selling your own products. So like I would say like that'd be a good way just for like bakery items or like fish items or like
the perishables.
yeah, perishable
Yeah,
stuff.
right.
Right? It's like it's 1 day old. It's still high quality, but it's just 1 day old. That's the
Right.
thing.
A big thing about stores like that too is that they do get consistent customers to go in because they are fresh items for the most part. Like let's say someone gets off of work. I know a lot of the time people get off work, they go and get sandwiches somewhere, or they go get someplace, and they're always like a specific place. So if they were able to give those discounts to people, and or like I said, like with the rewards program type thing, like more people would be like, I'm gonna go here every day to get like myself like some bread, or I'm gonna get this for like my lunch. And with that being said, with the discount for like a day old items, or you know what I mean, because it's not that old. I think
Exactly, yeah.
they should cut off like 2 days, 3 days maybe, but
Yeah.
outside of that, like then
No
they'll-
more than like 3 days.
No
I
more
would
than
say.
3 days.
Especially if you like promote it that way too, like this is day old bread. Like,
Yeah.
obviously they know, and then you're not like
Exactly.
fooling
You're
them or
not
anything.
fooling
Yeah.
anyone. You're not like sacrificing your brand name.
Yeah.
Mhm.
There's a fresh bakery and maybe have like a rack or like 2
Yeah,
racks.
just like a rack, yeah.
Exactly.
So do you think with like the reward points and like the day old bread, that's gonna be good enough to raise the growth by 1 to 2%, or do you think they also have to do like the dollar stuff?
I think it's more so like how they're gonna promote it. So
Right.
I mean, if they run like a commercial, they could say like, I don't know if they should really promote day old bread, but they should just pretty much
I
say
think
like,
if
we
it's
don't
in
let anything go
store.
to waste.
Yeah,
You
if
know
it's
what
in
I mean?
store, someone's just gonna see
Yeah,
it, right?
someone's,
Yeah.
like, I mean, you go in a store and you see that and you're like, yeah, there's day old bread there and it's, what, $2 for like whole grain.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with that,
right?
right?
You're definitely gonna buy it and you're gonna tell your friends too.
Yeah.
But like, if you go in there, like, okay, like they said the margins for like something on the dollar menu or the dollar sale thing is like $2.70 to $1.50. In reality, that's like pocket change. No one's gonna really, you know what I mean? I don't think there's like that much potential
Right.
in that. Like, it's basically saying like we're selling deodorant instead of $5 for $3. Like,
Yeah.
or we're selling soap or
So
you know, dish soap.
you're against selling the dollar
I
stuff.
just think like it.
I think it kind of ruins their image.
Yeah, that's
Their
what I'm
image-
saying. Yeah, it
Because
makes
it's
it
a
look
dollar
cheap.
store.
Their image already is a higher end, brand that they've, really worked hard to get.
But
And
like, yeah, that's one thing too. Yeah.
They're trying to get those prosperous customers.
Right.
Um,
And then, on the contrary, it says the number one reason buyers don't shop with us is price. And 3/4 of those who do say that lower prices are important to them.
That's important too, but like what they're not understanding is like everyone's like, oh, like CEO's not doing anything, but still, like he's still strong about the brand image. Like he knows what kind of customers they want,
Right.
and like okay, they're not getting as much traffic as say whatever Dollar General
Or
like,
Aldi or
yeah,
one of those.
but they're still like in the top 3 in that area. Like it's not like they're
Sure.
gonna shut down their doors if they don't start getting people in. It's
Right.
it's a matter of 1 or 2%.
Right. Just to keep the shareholders happy.
Exactly.
So what do we agree upon? We're gonna sell day old bread and things like that, other perishables for, half price or whatever.
I think it's just like the way they should market is that we don't let anything go to waste.
Right.
Or like, I think there should be something along
They
the
gotta be a
lines.
little bit more efficient with their,
Yeah,
with
yeah.
their stuff. They need to better manage their inventory and see exactly, what's, see exactly what's, being thrown out on the, every day and things. But I also think, you mentioned a great point, the bonus points or the promotional cards, whatever you decide to do, if they decide to open like a credit card up or something.
That'd be awesome.
Yeah, I do like the idea of the reward.
That would be,
program.
yeah, like, cause
Those things will just keep the customers coming in. Listen, if you open a credit card with a brand, you're gonna be loyal to that brand, right? It's just not, oh, I just opened a credit card, I'm just never gonna keep it in my wallet,
Yeah.
right? I just bought a BJ's card last week. Listen, I'm going to BJ's
And
twice
that's
a week.
the
Yeah.
thing too.
Yeah.
So if it's like they have some, for example, like I work at K Jewelers, right? And one of the biggest things is that people don't always want to buy jewelry because it's expensive.
Right.
It's kind of extra depending on who you are, whatever the case is. But people coming in and they buy like a case, like card, or like they get like a credit card through it, they always come back.
Yeah.
And they'll just swipe, because that's whenever they get enough money for it, they get points for it, they get, and
Yeah.
rewards, and so you can get something that's $300 maybe for like $150.
That's how my parents feel about Wegmans. Like
Yeah.
Wegmans is expensive for grocery stores.
Right.
But like they get all these points, so even like my mom texts me, she's like, "There's a Wegmans in the area, go there because you get so many more points. Like
Right.
you're gonna get food cheaper. Like
Yeah.
you're getting like the higher quality product for the same price you would get if you went to like, it just keeps the customer coming in. Even if it's
Right.
like 25, 30 cents, you're like, dude, I'm getting this great product for way, like it's equivalent. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
and like once you get acquired to that taste, it's really hard to go back. And like, you just got to
I
get them
agree.
in the store.
Once they
And get them to get a card.
foot in the door. Once they get the
Yeah.
foot in the door,
The customer like always wants to feel valued anyway, so if you give them that return, like a 50% off or even like a 20% off, they're gonna come back.
I think that's why they
Sure.
push those cards so much,
Oh, yeah.
is they know once you,
Mhm.
you know.
Everyone
Of
sees
course.
those points and they're like, oh,
Yeah.
we got to go back. We got
I
to go
got,
back.
I got one at Walgreens that I just got last year, but like they gave you like X amount of points in the beginning. It was like a $10 off
Yeah.
or whatever. And
Mhm.
Austin
I just
Liquors
use
is
those
open
for
one,
every
too.
time I need like convenience stuff, like toiletries or whatever. I just go there and buy stuff because it's. I mean, it's like mid-price, like a Price Chopper after all the deals and stuff.
Yeah.
But it's also convenient. You're not waiting in a line for an hour.
Yeah.
Convenience is just the most important thing when it comes to it. It's
Yeah.
just like how convenient is your product, how convenient is your store for what you need on a day-to-day basis, and with that being said, that just creates more loyalty.
Mhm.
And this had mentioned nothing about them having like promotional cards, like bonus
No.
points or anything. Yeah,
Yeah,
I
you
think.
can even give out like coupons and stuff, like
I
at the
think
end of
they're
every
like
receipt.
just kind of stuck in the 90s a little bit too much.
Yeah, they need to be a little more innovative.
And I think one other cool thing they could do is like they didn't say anything about like food court or like free samples,
True.
because like I think stores that have that, people are like, oh, let's go eat there, and then when they eat there, they're like, oh, I'm hungry, I'm not hungry anymore, but like let's look around, and then before you know it, they're buying for it.
Yeah, so that like what I think when you start including, is it like food courts or is it like more of like merchandise that
No,
then
like-
it becomes a super center?
You know, like
All right,
which
yeah,
one
is
is
classified as a super center?
like Walmart?
Yeah,
Well,
Walmart.
maybe like a Walmart.
But is that because they include groceries
I think it's
and
everything.
merchandise?
Yeah.
It's because
Okay.
you have
Everything there.
merchandise, you
They're like
have deli.
Eye
Exactly.
checkups and like
Gotcha.
haircut.
No,
whatnot.
you guys don't
Yeah.
think they should get into merchandise stuff,
No.
do you?
They should maintain that like high quality brand. What I'm saying is like, okay, like a lot of stores like will have products they sell,
Right.
but then like they cook those products there too. Like say in
Gotcha.
Kentucky, they have like Wegmans. You can go and get like everything they sell there. You can buy and eat it there too. Like the same products they sell on shelf, you can order it and eat it there, like a sandwich or salad or sub or pasta or whatever you want. So it's like not only are you like increasing your brand image, but you're also showing like, like if you buy this, you can make food that tastes like this too. Like
What if they tried to get like a Starbucks or something in there?
it's possible.
If there's no Starbucks or something within a 10-mile radius, I mean, which
Or
is not
even
true,
their own
obviously,
coffee
because
thing.
as we know, Starbucks
Even their
just
own
dominates
coffee
everything.
thing.
Yeah.
Like
Or
what
I think they
Walmart
should do their
does.
own coffee. I think that's actually a great idea.
Yeah, like their
Because,
own
like,
coffee booth.
Yeah.
That would be really smart. Because if they have their own coffee on top of that, and then they like, let's say, even if they use coffee that comes in the store, or if it's like their own brand of coffee, they sell that, as a, maybe even on like a, depending on how the store is set up, like an outside type
Right,
thing,
right.
or like, a
So
small
people
little-
go there, they get
Yeah.
the coffee, and then
And then
they
you
say,
go- and you don't
oh
even have to go to the
shoot,
store.
I need
Milk.
shampoo, I need milk or something,
Yeah.
just walk right in the store.
Even what Walmart does, like they have storefronts like inside the store, like they'll have a Subway in it,
Yeah,
they'll have like
yeah.
a
Right,
a
that's
hair
what I was
place,
kinda
yeah,
saying.
exactly, like a nail
Like if
salon.
there was no Starbucks, like I was saying, like within a
Target
10-mile
does it.
radius,
Yep.
you throw a
Just throw it in
Starbucks
there.
in the store, they come and they buy Starbucks in the morning, and they
Yeah.
say, oh shoot, just like we just said, I need,
Yeah, that'd be cool,
toiletries
too.
or something.
The other cool thing they could do is what's it called? You know how they did like what am I blanking? I can't remember. It was a good one.
Honestly, going like back to that point too, though, you basically just rent out that like storefront to the other
Right,
company,
and
so
then
you're making money
more
off
money off
exactly.
them because you're renting.
Yep.
Exactly.
But then you're
There's
driving more
potential.
foot traffic. Yeah, that'd
They're,
probably a good
the
idea.
issue is I feel like there's growth, they just don't want to do the growth.
Right.
Like they're too stuck in
Yeah,
one way.
I was about to say like they're really like I don't want to say sedentary, but they're just like once you're in your way, you're in your way, and it's like
Right.
it's not
Yeah.
broken. Fix it. It's
Exactly.
not broken, but they can be doing better.
Yeah.
That's the thing.
That's the other thing
It's
too.
like they're
like-
content with doing like average.
Average, yeah. But like, the market they're in now, like, okay, there's 10 discount stores now. Like, what doesn't say in 2 Okay, this is from 2010. Like, if you look it up now, how many discount stores are in that area now?
Right.
It's probably 50. It's been almost
Probably
10 years.
saturated.
And
Exactly.
who knows?
It's
what they're
definitely
doing.
more. I mean, it could be 2 times more. I don't know.
Yeah, and
I'm sure they opened up a bunch more Aldi's or Aldi's.
yes, easily. If people are coming, they're gonna do it.
Have you guys ever been in those Aldi's?
I've
Yeah.
never actually.
Yeah.
What do they do so well?
So in Aldi's, the reason why Aldi's is so successful is because they have like they're off-brand everything, right?
Gotcha.
But with that being said, with that being said, if they're off-brand everything, they have they have Fruit Loops, they have like different types of coffees, they have milk, etc. So it's pretty much just like for people, especially those who don't have a lot of money, so to speak, they can go in and instead of like having to pay like $5 for some Cheerios, they could pay like $2 for something that has essentially the same vitamins and minerals, maybe not the same taste, but the reason why they're so popular is just because like
It's like discount.
they're the
right?
off-brand, on-brand.
Yeah,
Which
yeah.
sounds weird.
It's like the
but-
same product, but like just not the label. Like it'd be like you said, Fruit Loops, but it's just like loop.
Yeah, no, but really, like that's what it
It
is.
just brings the price down.
Yeah, literally.
Yeah.
You can get a box for like 79 cents versus Fruit Loops like $2.99.
Exactly.
Gotcha.
But I don't know. Costco used to do a cool thing. Like if you were there at 8 a.m. when they opened, they used to give you like a croissant and coffee. And like when I was younger, I used to love that. Like when my mom would be like, "Oh, we're going grocery shopping," I was like, "Let's go to Costco." You get like juice and a croissant, and like the cookies at the door is a good thing too. But like that's just like should be like one thing. Be like, here's your cookie, but like we also have coffee right here. We also have like a full bakery with pastries you guys can like sit down and eat here too. Like
I do like that idea, like right when you walk in the store, you get something.
Yeah.
Like, remember Walmart, they used to go with the stickers?
Yeah.
Like, everyone used to be hyped about
Yeah,
the stickers.
exactly.
So,
Yes.
yeah.
stamp
Just
some of the
something-
samples.
Yeah, just something small like that, like just giving back.
There's potential.
Yeah.
I think like I don't know. I like the day old bread idea. I like the card thing too. The customer cards.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Huge.
I think those 2 things will definitely get 2% increase if they do it the right way and they're efficient with their resources and things like
I
that.
say they run it in one store first.
See,
See,
They should run it in the biggest store.
yeah, the
Yeah.
biggest-
One
Super,
Ohio,
super
the one in Columbus.
yeah.
Yeah.
If it works, then you expand slowly
Exactly.
because
Right.
you don't want to. You're like, oh, everyone gets a card, and then you don't have the
Right.
guidelines set. You don't really know what's going on. Just run it in one store.
Right.
If it works, 2 stores. If it works, 5 stores. If it works, 10 stores. Then you just keep
Yeah,
expanding.
use it as like a test market.
Exactly.
They just have to make sure that they say this store only.
This store only, yeah.
We're testing this. You know, if someone drove 30 miles or something, that's obviously exaggerating, but to another store and they just shop for $300. They
You know
go
what
to
would be
use
cool
that card.
too?
they
Speaking
become
about
this,
like the store and the card, like you could run different promotions depending on the area, like based on the card. Be like, oh, like today in this store with the card you get this off, and that store you get this off.
And they should make that a consistent thing though, like, or
Yeah.
maybe like even have it so it's like different locations host. I mean, depending on how close they are together, but like different locations host maybe different specialties for like that area. Let's say like once around like a bunch of delis. That means that their deli is gonna be great, or like one hosts like their coffee place, but like there's like Starbucks and Dunkin' around
Yeah.
them. So it makes like competition within like in a bigger realm. So
Yeah.
it's just like it's just pretty much knowing your audience and what's around there
Yeah.
to compete.
I think one thing that was cool was in my hometown they have ShopRite. I don't know if you guys have
Yeah.
you're from Jersey, so you know. But ShopRite does this cool thing where they like send a flyer, and it's literally like 17 pages of coupons, and like people are just like,
Yeah.
let's go, and
Yeah.
they'll end up spending like $300, and they're like, what I get 50 cans of soup, and you're like, well, I got soup for the whole year, so we're set.
But at that point, like that's what creates the loyalty. That's what
Exactly,
creates the
and like
identity.
there's not a person in New Jersey who doesn't have a freaking ShopRite coupon on their card, like key
Right.
ring.
You have to. At that
You got it.
Yeah, so in closing, I think the promotional cards and the day old stuff. So,
Yes.
do you guys have
Sounds
anything
good
to
to
add?
me.
No, that seems pretty good.
I think got anything to add?
No, I'm good. That's fine.
Dennis, anything to add?
I just sub.
All right,
No,
that's good.
Awesome.